pre-race show right now. That's why the title is called that. The pre-race show right now. So the Indianapolis 500 pre-race show is on right now on Fox. And we're just going to do the pre-race show for Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola 600. So that's why I updated the title to pre-race, and I'll do the reaction recording it for the Indianapolis 500 and not the Coca-Cola 600 today. Going live right now on Fox. As you can see, I said earlier, you will never be forgotten if you win the Indy 500. You start at 12:30 p.m. on Fox. My face on that trophy with my heroes. It's amazing. Yeah, we're live right now. I'll keep the camera, but I'll read the microphone. I'll put the camera on, but I'll read the microphone so you can hear the previous show in the background. Yeah, that's Chris Myers. I missed that man from Kansas. And yes, sir, the Indianapolis 500, the greatest race of racing. And I checked the water, guys. It's good. We will be racing today this afternoon. But they're shorted. Nah. That's Chris Myers, who last time we saw him for NASCAR. We got Kansas.
Up to 230 miles per hour. Newgard win a record third straight.
Yeah, that's the still live right now. He's having his full-time Indy 500 winner, Robert Schwartzman. This Kyle Larson.
The answer is 500 miles away. We're at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
And then after we can see Indianapolis, he'll fly to Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600 in the latest Indy. And the weather right now is mostly cloudy, 60 degrees, 4 miles of wind, and 59 humidity.
Fans gathering where we are. Great location just in front.
The fastest racer
of the famous pagoda.
And there they are, the pre-race stage.
And the crowd.
It's Chris Myers, Tony Stewart, and Chris Hitchcliff. It's Chris Myers, Tony Stewart, and Chase Hitchcliff. I'll keep the camera on, and I'll read the microphone so you guys can hear the broadcast in the background.
Look at this atmosphere. Look at this crowd. There's people that have been here since 6 in the morning getting ready to come in.
I can hardly hear myself think.
It's great, man. This is a sellout crowd.
It's going to be a long live stream because it's two and a half hours long for the previous show. It's 2 hours, 30 minutes. It's long for the previous show from Indianapolis.
As big events go, none bigger, especially for the drivers.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't matter what form of motorsports you come from. The Indianapolis 500 is known worldwide.
Yeah, that's why I supposed to do it.
Their picture and their face on that Warner trophy.
I'll leave the microphone so you guys hear the broadcast in the background for the Indianapolis 500 previous show.
And it was just a bit, or at least affected by qualifying and some things last week, but obviously he's giving his best shot. He says it's just another.
Well, actually, yes, I will do that. If it's just already in, the reason why the camera's off because it's the previous show right now. Okay, I'll read the microphone because I'll read the microphone so you guys can hear the Indy 500 background in the background right now. So that's why I have the camera on. And I scheduled this live 3 weeks ago, including the Coca-Cola 600. Hang on, I'm playing the title for the Coke 600. Well, I cannot, but I can go delete it real quick.
You can't bet against him.
Yep, and his team
just sorted in right now, otherwise black.
More Indy 500 wins than any other team with 20. All right, we've got this 2
now, so it's a 2 hour and 30 minutes right in the previous show, so that's why.
Patrick, third place finish here, and 2 of the guys we're going to hear in the broadcast booth with Hinch later, taking you through the race.
Yeah, well, if I put the X on it, we'll have, you know what happens.
Look sharp over there, take it away.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, when they said we were going to be down at turn 1 and on the track, I didn't think they meant literally on the track. What an incredible place to be here for the Indianapolis 500. Danica,
hang on, we'll be back, right?
Since you were a kid, since you were 4.
Hang on a second.
You can see Paul is stopped because I understand we get the thing back up. The previous show back up. Well, hang on really a second.
Sweets.
Okay, there we go.
That was the year that it was
Gotta
a
back up
relay.
now.
So we sat around
Well,
and played
stop.
cards, all of us kids,
There we go.
and it raced the next day.
As you can see, it's 2 hours. Or the game's a focus screen.
After being here and seeing that,
You
I
cannot
couldn't
kind of
wait
see
to
it, but
race
hi. Also,
in the
hello.
actual race.
The camera's not focused. It's 2 hours. There we go. Well, it's 2 hours and 30 minutes. There we go. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes.
But I wanted to be in this race.
This is the Indy 500 preview show. I will record the reaction video for Indy 500 and the Coach Sunday this evening. I'm blind. So I forgot to update the title for
right there. I can throw
update the
Coach
Coach Sunday title.
My
Because I just did the previous show and now record the reaction video.
And I sat absolutely mesmerized by the 33 drivers that were taking the big risk of going after the biggest prize in racing. But
the previous show. It's an hour long for the Coach Sunday previous show. Prime.
And 20 years later to the day I started my first Indy 500.
Okay.
I did it by sheer will, determination. I dropped out of college. I put it all on the line, worked my tail off. This was my American dream, and I am ready.
Setting up the Coach Sunday previous live stream.
So much to love about this incredible race and this track. It's an absolute
and post a trick reaction because they got copyrighted and got blocked, so that's why the trick reactions are on the
from corner
videos.
to corner. So let's see what's going down on the track and send it to Jamie Little.
What happened?
Well, for all
there
of these drivers, they
just paused for some reason.
Dreaming about this moment. This is where it all starts. The
That's Jimmy Riddle right there. Jimmy Riddle is Indy. Says NASCAR on Fox with the Cup Series that's ended.
Like gladiators to the most famous racetrack in the world, hoping for their shot at racing immortality. Kevin Lee.
And Jamie, they will see their name and face on this famous scoring pylon like mine is right now. But it all begins right here on the front stretch with the most unique start. 3 wide, heading down at 200 miles an hour on the first lap into turn 1. Drivers say it feels even more narrow on race day. Through that corner, 799
so it's at 5 o'clock, so that's why.
You'll have a great view of your name
that's why the camera's so black.
Pylon, and your life changes forever. To Tom Rinaldi.
Kevin, thank you so much. You're a big deal with your name up in lights there, but I will say, this slow elevator ride with select pit crew members, ownership, the winning driver, and the race car
and there we go. We got
the into position, perhaps even without the help of hydraulics, floating into racing.
I got the reaction up. I got the previous clip up for the Coach Sunday now. We got ready today on 5. Okay, it fast forwards. Enjoy live real quick. Bro, oh my god, what the fuck, Sunday? It's not supposed to be like that. And you do like end up 4 bucks a week at 30 or 50 minutes. This time it's gonna be longer than that. We're gonna end at 2 hours this time instead of like 50 or 40 this time. Let's see. This is 2.5 hours long. You see, and at
the infield where there's a world.
Okay, I finally got it back up now. It took so long.
At least that's what we're told. It's got the label. They call it the
got back up now. The previous show.
Acres here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and this, at this point anyway, is the place to be. Let's see who's down there. Anyone recognized? Is there a familiar face? Hello? Look at that.
That's our fans today for the Indianapolis 500. By the way, Kyle Walsh is winning this race. I'm about to say, what happened to the sound? And by the way, Kyle Walsh is winning this race. He's in the double at Indy and started.
Crazy kids around here just going absolute nuts. Over 400,000 people here.
That's all our fans support the Indianapolis 500 Kyle Walsh winning this race today. He's in the double at today. He's here at Indy and here on started. Bronx the snake pit. In the snake pit.
And this is the biggest party I've seen since Woodstock in 1969.
No, that's not 1969.
You guys are missing out on the biggest party. There's a lot of smoke here, and I'm not even talking about Tony Stewart.
Why is there a ball in the background bouncing? Look at the fans. A lot of fans today. They attended attending to the Indianapolis 500 today.
Throughout the show and all of his friends that have gathered there. All right, we're just getting started. Thank you for
They're going to commercial now, but oh god, they're going to commercial. That's a bummer. They're going to commercial. That's... Wait, what? Heck yeah, I missed out, boys, for NASCAR race day. He raced Daytona 500 this year. Rookie out front is Robert Schwartzman, who won the pole for the Indianapolis 500 since a lot of years ago. AKA Will Power. And an award, these pancakes, like what? Both making pancakes, and Kyle Larson, what about Kyle Larson? They're running the double today, and good thing is, no rain for Indy here. I think the water, so we're supposed to be good. This is new guy, and there's Drew, this is new guy looking for 3 peats. He won it in 2022, I mean not 2022, 2023, and last year.
And Michael Strahan leads the pack. All that and more to come live from Indianapolis.
Okay, good, that's good. We're 11 minutes in, we're gonna be 12 minutes in now. So 12 minutes in now.
Progress at 225 miles per hour. Shell race fuel. Reducing emissions by 60% in all NTT IndyCar series.
It's gonna be my license.
We're moving forward with IndyCar because we're moving forward with everybody. Shell, powering progress.
14 years from today, Jen Gomez will turn her tiny garden into the biggest backyard farm in town. A totally organic, free-range labor of love that Jen is already future-proofing today.
And by the way, I'm done with school now. That's a good thing. I'm done with school, finally.
They'll help Jen stay in her home for years to come, so she can share everything from eggs to eggplants with the friends and neighbors she loves.
Just doing it on the commercial right now, as you can see. They're on the commercial, that's why the camera's down, because they're on the commercial.
Cold one? Try one of these. That is the best buffalo wing in the county.
No, it's not.
No, it's just chicken. It was invented in Buffalo, the city.
So it's not buffalo.
You all right, man?
It's quite spicy.
Drink the beer.
The future is here. We've been creating it for more than 100 years. From the most advanced technology to the broadest, most reliable network of sales and service dealers. Always moving forward. We lead, others follow. Every race day at the Indianapolis 500 begins at dawn with a bang. Since the race's inception, the firing of the cannon has signaled the gates are open and the greatest spectacle in racing is officially underway. We finally made it to race day at the Indy 500.
That's how you're greeted here at sunrise. The sound of cannon fire, the sound of the cars ripping through this track is iconic. And even when you hear the crowd roar through each corner.
They're back now. Let's get something to drink. It's that Coke right there.
So many of the fans have been coming to this race for decades. Tickets have been sold to fans
Mr.
from
Chris, why you just looking at the voice ball last week? The race day, though, in Class in.
Those tickets
Fox
come in the
Sports,
mail.
yay! Oh God, I'm gonna hit myself in the phone. Ace Split, oh, what's the Karen Fong like? This is my ginger Coke. The blue envelope? What?
Grandmother. She gave them to grandchildren as Christmas presents.
Jerry
And she
Smith,
kept doing that
Jerry Smith.
until they got up to $25 a piece, and she couldn't afford it anymore. So she said, "You guys buy them on
Oh,
your
cold.
own." So they're still the same seats we've had ever since back in 1955.
So cold.
I went to my first Indianapolis 500 in
60, I think so. I think it is 60th Indianapolis 500.
I said I'd never come back, never. But when I was in
How old is she? I don't know. I don't know
I was
how
on one of the
old she is.
ambulances that were around the track, and I sort of got hooked that day.
Of course, I like it. Thank God. This is the longest clear show.
And yeah, about 5 a.m. Get a tap on the shoulder from my dad. Hey, you want to go to the race today? Yes.
2
Yeah, went to the
hours,
race
3
for the
minutes
first time and
is
haven't missed
the clear
since.
show.
Originally,
It's
there
only
was
like
8 of us
50
cousins
minutes
that
in of
were
this clear
grandkids.
show.
It started with my dad, my uncle, and a lot
And I
of
still
family
use the
friends.
TV.
There were
I'm a
13
different
of
sound,
us,
as you can see.
so we couldn't always get 13
have
tickets
20
as we could.
casual
We moved
recordings.
down to Victory Lane.
right now.
Eventually you get to know the same people and friends you haven't seen since the year before.
Mail. You got mail.
When I see the blue envelope,
That's my favorite day of the spring. Actually seeing it, picking up the envelope, it gets everybody excited.
I like to see those tickets in there and we go through and make sure they're the same ones.
I do not do well with those cell phone tickets at all.
Not sure
I
the
want
top right screen the file so it doesn't get copyrighted or get taken down.
If you have a baby that weekend,
That's a lot of cars. How many cars you guys got?
I still get goosebumps when I go back. The adrenaline starts flowing when they wave that green flag.
Some of them are not as good as
We mentioned this
others.
today, so
Those guys raced it the first
and we're not gonna do the live stream, record my live
Really
reactions, and we're just gonna
It
record my
starts
reactions
early.
and
Our
record
dad,
my.
got us into racing early, and you
Whoa!
really want to make them the next generation of
Did
race
you like
fans.
it?
At some point,
Yeah,
they'll be
that's
carrying our
wicked. Did you
coolers.
like it?
It's in your blood, I guess.
The tradition
Oh,
of that
almost showed
500's
this
never
show
died.
the Fox
Probably
right
never
there.
will.
My mother lives to be 101,
Let's
so
sit
I'm
the phone
counting
down.
on at least one more year. Okay?
We hope to see it today. Dr.
Oh, never
Richard
mind.
Bennett will be attending his 82nd Indy 500.
82nd?
He first
Bro, what?
attended this race
82nd?
1938.
Yeah,
He was
Indianapolis
just
500?
6 months old. So those are not consecutive, but that is fan
That's a lot of fans
dedication.
today. He
And
attended his class
see some
here.
of your friends
Until
back
class
here.
600 will be choosing.
You grew
At
up
6 o'clock.
Columbus about an hour from here.
Oh God!
At heart, but this is a state of much more
I'm gonna let you
meaningless
see the
race
weather
in
for
this day.
Indy and
Absolutely.
started.
Every time the month of May comes around,
Yeah, month of May is so special. Indianapolis 500 and the Coca-Cola 600.
As a kid, I remember as
They
soon
said
as
it's
the
through the
school
weather
bell would
for
ring
started.
at 3 o'clock, I was
Us.
on my bike and I could not ride home fast
Oh?
enough just to turn the TV
As
on.
you can see,
just
6
to watch
o'clock, we'll probably be
practice.
racing 7 and 8. November at 9 o'clock,
What it
not
means to
good.
the state of Indiana
It's
is
rain all night long.
Look, for me, I think back to 2020. Okay,
We go back. When I go all the way to Indianapolis, it's good right now. So,
this race has a lot of history.
oh wait, that's
the
going to
drivers
Monday.
still won the Borg-Warner. They still got the wreath, the milk, and the check. But I got to tell you,
And the weather's good, as you can see. The weather is fine. So it's at 12 o'clock, 12:30. And look at that, the weather is good for Indianapolis. So no rain. So Washington doesn't miss again. The race for Coca-Cola 600.
this is why we get to
Start is not good because the first race is like 2 hours, 7 a.m. and then races come at 9.
They do. And Bob
Started.
Storiance, that pandemic, he had a string of 70-plus
You go on a nice run in the Indianapolis 500 next year to go to check money in the Indianapolis 500 next year.
He could continue his
On
streak.
5.
Again,
Hey, what about
fan
back to 5 next
dedication.
year? I don't know.
Last
I'm
year,
cool.
fans saw Scott
Maybe I'll
McLaughlin on the
fix it.
pole to start the 500. He had one of the fastest cars coming into qualify. He was set to compete for the pole again. But he
And
never
his
did.
fastest, I mean,
At
excuse
least
me.
not in this car.
Some goes like it's like last week, just up in the air. Almost flipped over.
It was airborne, scary
Yeah,
scene.
he almost did flip
Holding his
over.
head.
So Scott
Don't see
McLaughlin
that
last
very
week at
often.
practice.
McLaughlin was okay though, and
Sorry, that
starting
6 man
10th,
on
he's
the ring, but
with
not
Kevin
backtrack
Lee.
or front stretch.
And as noted, that
There he is.
car,
We got
Scott,
almost
was
different
fast. Is the
last
backup
week
car
at
just as good?
practice.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, everyone's going to say that, but
Oh,
we've
yeah?
had two
Who said
2-hour
that last
sessions to
year?
get this thing sorted. It's a brand new
2024 the
chassis
episode
and
starts on the
it's got all the
pole.
race
There's 6
bits and
from
pieces that were on it at the
Steve
start
Pesky,
on the old
Jason
car at
Pesky,
the start of last week. So
Win, the
I feel
500,
really
the
happy. They had a
500,
great
all the
cup day
Coca-Cola
practice.
600.
I just feel just as fast and
Of course,
just a matter of just going to execute it now.
Good luck today, Chris. All right, thanks, Kevin. And Scott, if
Garden,
McLaughlin
aka
does
Jimmy
win, he'll
Garden.
win as an American as well. The New Zealand native gained dual citizenship just last month. We do have a couple of drivers from the great state of Indiana in this race as well, just like comedian Jim
Yeah, look at that
Gaffigan from
baby.
Indiana, whose new album, The Skinny, is available June 6th, and he's here to tell us why this is a race for the ages, all ages.
I think it's the most, the Kidney 500, what?
From Indy to Kindy.
Kidney?
Add one letter and the race
Where's
to
the
the checkered flag
where's the
across
Kidney
the Midwest
500?
begins for thousands of kindergarten children.
Oh,
Spring
kindergarten.
times,
That's what I'm saying. What's the Kidney 500?
Elementary schools from South Bend to Seymour celebrate the greatest spectacle in racing with laughter
I'm
and
about to say,
dreams
what's the
that
Kidney
won't get
500?
enjoyable
For
lessons
kindergarten.
for future generations at the Brickyard.
Oh, no, up and over.
In these small towns, you'll never forget where it is that you came from. Enjoying the thrill of racing, topped with
He's
a
first.
traditional glass of milk.
Oh, look at that.
What
It's
a
in milk
sight.
too.
Undoubtedly,
It's in milk too,
the
like
greatest
the Indy.
spectacle and cuteness.
Is that school bus you guys? I'll be back.
Hard-working tires for a hard-earned victory. Firestone tires for driving IndyCar legends. For pushing the limits. And
I got butt away.
For turns 1 to 4. Handling your 9 to 5.
You hear what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, what's up with dog class over there? That's what I'm talking about. Well, don't worry about what I would write. The previous show for Indy.
There is life outside of racing. Maybe that helps me get a go.
Piano.
100 days to Indy.
They're on the commercials, that's why the camera's down.
FoxNation.com.
What if the space between beginnings and endings?
Why I put that song in the morning at 10?
Actually, the best part. It's really happening. I need real, honest life. Each morning on Fox Carolina News, our agenda.
As you show the end on the commercial, as you see, on the commercial, so that's why I'm getting down on now. We will do the full narration and we'll start going live and I'm recording the reaction of the 500. And I'm going to
Jack and any light jacket, trouble spots to avoid.
85 is a parking lot.
What's breaking right now? Red flag warning is in place.
Allow fire crews to get in and out of here.
Mandatory evacuation.
Let us serve you mornings. Fox Carolina News.
4:30 into noon.
Fox Carolina investigates
I'm hungry.
the
I haven't eaten
ongoing
nothing today.
Spartanburg Sheriff Chuck Wright saga. From breaking news of
3:10.
Chuck Wright's abrupt leave of
Oh my God.
absence
Digging for answers on the status of Sheriff Wright.
to uncovering multiple pending lawsuits.
Our investigative team also found a new lawsuit.
To getting answers surrounding his return and resignation.
Can you tell us anything about your leave?
Today, he's no longer the sheriff.
For complete coverage of the Chuck Wright investigation as it unfolds, scan the QR code now and continue to get the first alert on Fox Carolina News. Accuracy with severe weather or everyday weather.
Fox Carolina gets you prepared for what's coming. The first alert on how it affects your family. Threatening upstate.
Oh no, the cheese. Oh, okay, that was bad.
Be prepared for gusts up to 20
The cheese came out.
the most accurate forecast.
That's okay now. There we go.
They're going to get soaked at the bus stop.
That line moves into our area.
Beautiful skies or dangerous storms.
We get it right. You get it
Put it back?
first. Fox Carolina, first alert weather.
No one came up the back. Hang on a second.
Well, it just wouldn't be the greatest
Starting
spectacle
good
in
and starting
racing without
close
a
run
little
and
drama.
do eight.
Back-to-back
Native.
defending champions Joseph Newgarden's
Mr.
quest to be
Newgarden,
the first
UCK,
and ever
and
three-peat
willpower.
becomes that much more difficult. Starting at the very back in row 11,
Excuse
along with
me.
his Penske teammate Will Power and Rinus VeeKay. Row 10 is
Row 10 here
highlighted by one of the
is
most
the Grand
famous
Ray
last
Hall,
names in
Marco Andretti,
motorsports.
and Marcus Armstrong,
As
who got
Marco
called
looks to
practice
break the
on
curse.
2 weeks last year.
2012 Indy 500 champion
Row 9 is Ryan Hunter Wright, Jack Harvey, and Kurt Hill flip in quarterfinals.
Colton Herta. Elio Castroneves
And
is
row 8,
drive 5
4-time
starts on row
winner
8.
Eric
Kyle
Cavanagh,
Kirkwood
Kyle
sets sail
Kirkwood, and no
beside him,
single.
just as he does when he's away from the track.
Hi, I'm Kyle Kirkwood, and I'm from Jupiter, Florida. I
Nice.
love being on
Well,
the water.
who's from USA
I grew
here?
up
From
fishing,
America.
diving, surfing.
I'm gonna fish
Yeah,
the
it's been
fish. Look at the background.
more of a way of life for me than even racing has been. I do what I can to sustain the earth that we have. I do some ocean cleanups.
That's cute.
Most
Okay,
recent
that's
one I
good.
did was with 4
This
ocean.
is
If I
Ocean
won the
TC.
500, where would I spend my money? I think the smart thing to do would be invest it somewhere. That will be a tough decision to make, but I do love boats. The current boat that I have is great. It's
Look at
one that I've
50
dreamed of
Kirkwood.
since I was a kid, so I wouldn't feel pressured to go spend all the millions of
And by the way,
dollars
this is on Fox.
a nice new vessel.
Oh, it's not there right now, but this is on Fox right now. They're live on Fox.
I hope this crowd saves something for the finish of the race so they can cheer on the winner.
He's doing today at Indy and started. I see Charlie took a bit because the friends have been ready this evening at 5.
The ultimate villain of this track.
This show man race at 6.
About the wall. Winning here
It's Chris Myers, Chris and Chris Cliff.
and push the limit at all costs as Tom Rinaldi joins us. And Tom,
Kind of hard. I can't say that last name, but
Completely, Chris. I would say turn 1 is a perfect setting for a
turn
story
1, yeah, turn 1.
about a single word.
Here they are, Bush.
A
And that's
symbol
gonna
with a
sit here.
singular place in this sport. It's
And
a
that's
word that
sitting
has
here
to
in
be
a couple months.
respected and then
In 2 months.
dismissed,
And look out
managed,
for
and
Hogan
then
in 2 months at July.
marginalized. A word that is
And
inevitable
TNT.
if you're going to drive a car 230 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's fast. You see,
Word, a feeling,
I'm kind of ahead because the 25 minutes, 25 minutes still the right thing to.
Plenty. When you're young, you can be disrespectful. You can think you're better than fear. You think that it'll never happen to you.
I'm so hungry. I mean, nothing today. It's so much in the moment.
Every driver brave enough to be here faces
I'm not afraid. That's not good, but
the field,
I should go to this crowd shit then.
himself, and his fear.
Fear. I'm fear of you.
If danger draws us to the sport, it draws them too.
It's a very powerful feeling, but you only feel it when you're in the car.
That's why the camera's down.
Taking a machine to the limit.
When people think of fear, people think of panic. In the race car, it's the opposite. Everything just gets heightened.
You have this little bit of feeling of invincibility, but it's not true. We're often reminded every couple of years of how dangerous the sport is and can be.
The greatest peril and gravest possibility.
Let's say I think my camera's guy. That's why the camera's down.
Carried through the laps, the moments, the memories.
Stop right there. Stop load.
We are in a dangerous business. I've lost great friends, teammates.
Oh my God, bro!
That's when I think you do see the aspect of fear.
Oh my God, bro!
I was scared at that moment. You don't know if you're okay.
My bad. It just came off.
Within inches of where fear is living.
Bro, come on.
100 G impacts, 85 G impacts. They're painful hits. But as soon as it happens, you just have to let go and you have to get back in. You just have to let go of it. It can be disastrous, or it can propel you to a different place.
Perhaps that's their greatest victory. In resisting the word, mastering the feeling, overcoming the force. Facing fear and racing past it.
The feel of speed, the feel of competition. Fear is, it's just that little thing in the back of your mind sometimes.
I can't change what I'm doing because of fear. It's something you learn to embrace. It never goes away. It's always going to be there.
Wow, thanks very much. The sound, as a viewer, that really hits you. And Hinch, 10 years ago, you had a near fatal crash. And I know you referred to it afterwards as getting a second chance in life.
Yeah, I mean, I know as well as anyone the risks that you can experience
here.
here at the Speedway.
Hard head.
For me,
here 10 years ago in plastic.
It cost me my life.
It goes upside down almost.
But I think as drivers, we've seen how much the sport's progressed, how much work Indy Car's done on the tracks, on the cars, the AMR
This is
safety
plastic here 10 years ago.
And that really helps you kind of put that fear at the back of your head when you put on the helmet and get in the car.
I hate to have you relive that, but are there flashes of what went on all these years later at that moment?
For me, Chris, I'm so lucky because I have a screenshot in my head, if you will, of me driving my car. Everything's great. I blinked and I woke up on a hospital bed looking up at some bright lights, and I thought,
That? Okay, no.
But I think drivers just wired differently. We don't have that self-preservation gene that most human beings have. And the first thing I wanted to do was get back into a race car.
Yeah, the risk reward, that's part of the job. How do you manage that, Tony?
Well, we all understand that there has to be that element of fear. I mean, if not, you don't respect what you're doing inside the race car. But the moment that fear goes from the back of your mind to the front of your mind, that is the part when you need to stop. You have to have that ability to keep it in the back of your head to do your job.
Well, we love watching. You guys are thrill seekers. You said you're wired differently. Is the thrill, how do you know when that's gone or when that's time to do something else?
I think it's different for every driver. I think my mother wanted me to have a different job, maybe go to accounting or something after I had that accident. Sorry, Mom, I didn't do that. But no, I think as Tony says, every driver's going to hit
at a different place. For me, after that accident, I wasn't there yet. It took me a few more years before I got to that point. But when you get there, you got to know when to pull the shoe.
Yeah, these cars this year, they're heavier, they seem faster, at least through qualifying we saw that.
Faster and hard to drive, that's the big thing. We've seen some really high-profile accidents this May, really good drivers from good teams struggling to control these things. And when you see more of those incidents happen throughout the month, it starts creeping on you as a driver. You start thinking about it a little bit more than you would if you had a totally clean month. And going into a race, kind of different conditions that we've seen so far this month, it might be creeping into drivers' heads a little more than normal.
Yeah, and one of the more spectacular crashes came with California Colton Turner behind the wheel last week. He was okay, but
he gets upside down.
Instead of his car going from the brickyard to the junkyard, he survives this, gets in a backup
funny, I almost
car,
spit out my food because it's the junkyard.
And really raced later that day, and he's with
Jamie Little.
And he's shaking his head watching that. This place has landed some devastating blows for you, Colton, over the years. How do you put that heartbreak, though, aside and turn it into hope as you get another shot at an Indianapolis 500 victory?
Just love for the sport, love for the speedway,
He's
excitement that this race
700.
brings. It's easy to kind of put things like that past you and get back in the car and stay determined. You know, the guys did an amazing job getting that backup car back together and getting us out for qualifying, and we have a real chance here today because of that.
All right, let's have a little fun because you are known as a guy that likes to prank your fellow competitors. You did it a couple days ago. So when it comes to race day, how do you manage your friendships with these guys when it comes to wanting to beat them for the win?
You know, track it. They're just another number. You know, you have to be able to put any of that stuff aside, and I've got to do the best I can to win. That's the most important thing to me, more than any friendship in the paddock. You know, so game we're trying to, like I said, it's fast. We have a real chance here today, and I think we can do it.
I like it. The 25-year-old from California will roll off 27th today, Chris.
All right, thank you, Jamie and Colton.
He's taking from California.
His chances, especially after a crash like that in today's race.
Well, look, the Andretti team's done a great job getting him into a very quick backup car. But what's so impressive about Colton is he's had 3 different incidents in turn 1 over the last couple of years, but his confidence is not shaken at all. That kid's ready to strap on the helmet, get in that number 26 Cambridge Honda, and go try to win this thing. He's got a great shot.
Yeah, he did not look shaken at all. All right, coming up next, we're going to get a live visit from the man dominating IndyCar, but still looking for his first Indy 500
I'll come back.
Alex Palou. And then later, we're going to hear from Kyle Larson.
Yeah, Kyle Larson.
Same-day double. Can he complete 1,100 total miles of racing in less than a 24-hour span? The Indy 500's a big celebration just outside Turn 1. You'll find one of the best parties of them all at Trackside Lounge. You can bet if there are cars on the track at IMS, this bar will be packed.
And I said, Saturday, no one's here. Right? Are you getting this? So if he wants the invoice,
water doesn't have to be boring. Turn it up with Circle. With over 40 delicious flavors and a dial that controls your intensity, Circle starts a party for your taste buds. No sugar, no calories, and no artificial flavors. Just good times. Circle, it's your water, your way. Try Circle at drinkcircle.com. Pod's biggest sale in history has been extended. Save up to 30% on moving and storage until June 9th. And see why Pods is America's #1 container moving company. Whether you're relocating to a new home or Circle at drinkcircle.com. Pod's biggest sale in history has been extended.
Let's go do it again. Please, please, please.
What are you doing here? Award-winning actor Gary Sinise has endeared himself to... What are you doing here?
Oh, stop.
What are you doing here? Award-winning actor... What are you doing here?
Oh, stop. No, I don't want to go back to the Jordan 5 I'm at. Whoa! Oh my god. This is